Good morning and welcome to Tracks What Matters. As you know, today we have a very interesting topic to talk about, something that all parents need to be very, very cautious about, because today we are talking about grooming, spotting the red flags, and our guest over the phone lines today is Associate Professor, Technologist Dr. Noor Izura Udzir, who is a Cybersecurity expert, Faculty of Science, Computer and Information Technology at UPM. Now, before I introduce our professor, I'd just like to say a couple of words about grooming. Now, grooming describes the preparatory stage of child abuse and exploitation, often undertaken to gain the trust and or compliance of the child or young person and to establish secrecy and silence to avoid disclosure and grooming that may occur in person or online. Being aware of the science of grooming helps us understand the steps that we can take to better protect our children from child sexual abuse. Hello and welcome to the interview, Professor. How are you today?
Hi, KG. I'm fine. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us all the way from UPM. Now, let's start off with the questions. What is the current legal definition of child grooming in Malaysia?
Yes, KG. Even though we are not in the legal practice or legal field, but as a citizen, it is imperative that we all should at least know the definition of child grooming, which primarily covers under Sexual Offences Against Children Act 2017. And in Malaysia law, child grooming is described as how the person or the predator befriending the child and establish an emotional connection with the child to lower their inhibitions with the intent to sexually abuse, exploit, or groom the child for such purposes. So basically, this is what we call as criminalized actions that are preparatory to sexual abuse or exploitation of children. Okay, so that is why we need to know the definition of child grooming here.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, and of course, all of this happens over the vast landscape that is the internet. Let's talk about the common methods and platforms that are being used by predators to groom children in Malaysia.
Yes, of course, many, we can see in many cases in child grooming, most of these predators, they would use social media platforms, to connect to the children. They would create fake profiles and they would befriend these children, and sometimes they would use deceptive tactics. These predators, they may not appear to be, for example, a 40-year-old man. They may create a profile saying that they're also a teenage girl, so that they can befriend the victim, for example. And also they can use online games, platform, messaging apps, messaging apps to start messaging these children, the potential victims. They can use online chat rooms and forums, and so many things. And nowadays we have live streaming platforms, dating, or even social networking apps. So these are like all these the platforms, the mediums that can be used by these predators to find the victim or to rope them in and try to befriend and gain their trust, and later on, do their thing to start grooming the children.
So there's a lot of hiding that's being done. They hide their faces, they hide their ages, they even hide their gender just to get access to these children over multiple platforms. All right. Okay, thank you so much, Professor. What we're going to do is we're going to take a very, very short break. We're going to just go for a short break and then we will be right back. For all listeners out there, we are talking about grooming, spotting the red flags. We will be right back. cybersecurity expert at UPM. Welcome back, Professor. During the initial stage of grooming, what tactics you believe might a predator use to gain a child's trust?
Yeah, basically, they would create a fake profile. As I said, they would pretend to be someone who can easily be accepted by the child. They would be like if the victim is a girl, then they would create a fake profile, as if they are just a teenage girl, so that they can be easily accepted. And bear in mind also, it's not only the girls who become a victim or become targeted. Boys also have been targeted by these predators. Because we know there are lots of pedophiles out there. And they don't. They don't have specific. Some of them, they're not specific gender. That they're targeting on. So these things, they would start contacting the victim, trying to befriend them, and then of course they would take some time to build rapport with these children. The child, the victim, try to befriend, and what they want to do is to gain the trust from the victim. They would give the attention, affection, emotional support, for example. This is why we need to be able to as parents, for example, we need to make sure that our children have proper support, proper emotional support so that they wouldn't find it somewhere else, from a stranger or for someone that they just met online. They would also offer to give some help, and sometimes, and then gradually they would share secrets. So these are secrets only between us. Don't tell anybody else. Because you're special to me. You're like my best friend, my new best friend. Things like that would melt the child's heart, and offer some advice and so on. And of course, they would also try to test the boundaries. Like whether this child is acceptance to their tactics or not, and see whether they can, can we talk in secret? Can we go to your room when nobody else is there? And they would see whether the child is, would comply to their request. And so these are some of the steps that the online groomers would use. And when they have already gained the trust, then they will gradually move towards inappropriate languages, sexually, implicit languages or thoughts, perhaps in that case. And as the child has gained trust, they would depend on these online groomers, and they may feel that they're confident, they feel comfortable perhaps to talk to them, and these are all they will start to the desensitization, what we call, or the normalization process. They would desensitize the child to not to feel a bit scared or about sexual talks, for example. So these are the steps that they would use.
So they'll ease the child into it, and then they will take their opportunity after that. All right. Okay. So what are some common red flags that might indicate a child is being groomed online, Professor?
Yeah, these are the things that we as parents or guardians, educators also, that we need to look for and try to prevent or avoid these things. When you see the child is being secretive, about their online activities, for example, when someone comes, they would just quickly close the browser windows or hide the screens, or they would just, they should jump and jumping when somebody enters the room, and like like you have something to hide. So then it doesn't mean that they're being groomed, but these are some of the flags that we need to look further into. And of course, the child would spend long periods of time online, especially during late hours when they are alone. This is why parents, please do not let your child have the gadget. After certain hours, perhaps after 10, you have to collect them, the phones, the gadgets, and so on. You have to collect them. Or if you have a internet connections at home, perhaps you want to disconnect them, put a password on it. So you have to control this, not to let them use their gadgets until in the wee hours. And some children may not sleep because they're so hooked up on this social media or online gaming, for example. And another flag that we can see is that when they start having, they have received gifts, money, or other items, even sometimes they will receive a phone, which we don't know where it comes from, from someone that we don't know. So you have to start questioning them and start investigating, and they would just try to isolate themselves, not to be with the family, not to join the family activities, or sudden withdrawal from activities. I don't want to join. I have something to do. I want to continue gaming and so on. And of course, all this also would affect their mood. So we can see mood swings, being secretive, as I mentioned earlier, or short-tempered. So these are also signs of emotional distress. Another thing, another red flag. All those things. Perhaps they're not. I mean, the symptoms that I mentioned earlier may not be related to grooming, but they can also be related to addiction to social media, or addiction to gadget, or addiction to gaming. But one flag that can be another thing that you have to take very serious on is when they start using sexual language, or they know something related to sex, which is beyond their age. So this might indicate that they have been exposed to inappropriate content or conversations, and inappropriate conversations online, even though maybe they're not being groomed, but we have to put a stop to this, because this is not how a child should behave. This is not how a child should speak. So these are some of the things, and perhaps also having more than one social media account, because they know that we are friends with them in one account, so they create another one, these are things that we can look at. And of course, when they start, this is getting serious, when they start planning to meet someone, and they would not inform the parents, for example. This can be starting to go to the dangerous stage of the process.
Right. So, and I think you've also answered what online activities or interactions that should parents monitor to detect potential grooming. But is there anything else that you would like to add on to that?
Yes, of course. Parents should always monitor what their children is doing online, and what are the apps that they have been using, the messaging apps, the video live streaming apps, of course, online games and so on. There are apps also that allow you to communicate with strangers, and just for example, Omegle, something that I've seen children, teenagers used, and they were talking, seems to be late at night, they were in their bedroom and they were, just communicating, chatting, and these are not a very healthy behavior we can see here. So the social media usage, we have to see who are their friends with. Always educate your children. Do not simply accept friend requests unless you really know that person. Yeah, do not just speak to strangers online. Messaging apps from person you don't know, and online gaming also need to check. Not every online games are good ones. I mean, some of them, they have tendencies towards pornography elements. So these are our contents. Yeah? So these are the things that we can also check their web browsing history. Where do they go? Yeah, what sites that they have visited. But of course, some will say they can easily clear their browsing history. But if I would say to the parents, because some parents have asked me, what if they clear the browsing history, so we couldn't check which site that they have visited. But I would say that don't worry about that. You don't have to go to cyber forensic to check which site that they have gone to. That is an indicator. When they clear it, that is an indicator. Are they trying to hide something? Remember what I said about being secretive earlier, right?
Yeah.
And so these are the things that we need to check. But whatever it is, educate your child.
Yes.
Educate your child about online safety.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Professor. Well, we're going to take another very short break, and once we come back, we'll talk about the importance of parents and educators to understand the concept of cyber grooming. We will be right back. Dr. Izura, cybersecurity expert from UPM. And Professor, of course, the parents and educators, they play a big part in making sure our children don't fall victim to cyber grooming. Why is it important for parents and educators to understand the very concept of cyber grooming?
Yes, it is very important because it's one of the threats that can endanger our generation, the younger generation. As I said earlier, we need to educate our children. We need also to maintain open communication about internet safety with our children. Now, this is why we need to understand also why about cyber grooming. First, by understanding it, then we can prevent it. We know of the risks. We can recognize the potential danger that children are facing online, and then with this awareness and understanding, we can protect them from predatory behavior. And also, when we understand this, we can detect early. So when we know the signs, the tactics that the groomer are using out there, then we can easily protect or detect, and then, of course, protect them before it goes to before it escalates to harmful interaction. So mitigation is very important here. If we have the understanding, and of course, as I said, we have to protect and prevent. And how do we protect and prevent? With knowledge, with understanding of the danger out there. And as I said earlier, we need to educate the children. We need to let them know what are the dangers out there, what are the tactics that the cyber groomers use, so that they themselves can recognize it and then they can respond appropriately. Whether they can distance themselves, they can cut off the communication, and of course the main thing is they can report to us. This is why we need to create the environment, a comfortable environment, so that our children feel comfortable to talk to us about anything that might, disturb them, that might bother them. So this is very important. And of course, we also need to know that there are legal and safety measures that we can take. We can seek support from the law enforcement, the child protection agencies, mental health professionals. Yeah, because many cases have gone unreported because maybe perhaps because they don't know the channel to go to, or maybe they feel ashamed about this. But these are the things that why we need to educate the public, the parents, the educators, also the adults here, and how they can educate their children. And I guess at school also we can have as part of the curricula or maybe some initiatives or programs on online safety for the children, on cyber ethics. So what the do's and don'ts when you are online, because we cannot prevent them from being online because this is their time. It's the digital age, the digital era. So they are part of it. But how do they go about, in their online life, online interaction with the proper ethics and being safe online? So we can have this kind of program also at school to equip the children with the skills to go about in the digital world in a responsible and safe manner. And of course, their parents and educators also can collaborate. They can cooperate, collaborate, and bring together this kind of a program together to create a safer online environment for the children.
Yes, of course. And in your opinion, what role does Malaysian cybersecurity organizations play in combating child grooming?
Yes. How can they, the cybersecurity organization, I guess in Malaysia, the cybersecurity organization, they play a very important role, and also they have done a good job. But we as a society have to support this. The organization, they can monitor and detect this suspicious online behavior that can also indicate grooming, and so on. They have the advanced technologies, the algorithms that can be used, analytics, data analytics, and so on, and analyze the patterns. So these are the things that can be have been done, and also these organizations also can gather, analyze the data or intelligence related to online grooming tactics, trends, and also who are the and I'm sure they have been also monitoring the dark web, the deep web, and whatnot, normally related to online grooming or child pornography, education and awareness, as I said, campaigns to parents, to the guardians, to the educators, and also to the children themselves. This is why I agree with the move by the government to ban under 13 children, meaning children under 13 years of age, to have a social, from having a social media account, because they are not, they don't have the
maturity,
the mechanism, the filtering mechanism to protect themselves, to recognize perhaps who are the good people and the bad people, and so on, and also perhaps the critical thinking of to detect these the dangers out there. And I guess the organizations, they're collaborating, the agencies, the NGOs are collaborating to prevent this. to mitigate this, child grooming activities in Malaysia. And we as a nation, we're part of the nation. We should also be supportive, and we should also play a very imperative role to prevent this, to reduce these cases. Yeah.
Right.
We have many filtering tools that parents can use. Parental control software, the telco, telecommunications providers also have provide filtering tools that parents can use to filter and so on. There are also secure online platforms that parents can use to stop, to help reduce the risk to children. So these are the collaborations is very important, and I'm sure the cybersecurity organization in Malaysia have done a good job and still doing a good job to safeguard our children from these dangers. Yeah, Katie.
Yes, absolutely. I think the amount of people already working on making sure that our children don't fall to the dark side of grooming and all of that has I think they're really pushing the efforts over there. As well as you said, the technology is starting to take starting to come into place, and making sure all the different aspects of it, from our enforcement division, from the provider and all of them, they are already working on it. Of course, now before we let you go for today, Professor, is there anything else that you would like to add for our listeners today?
Yes, KG, I would like to emphasize that to mitigate online grooming or whatever cyber threats out there, awareness is the best defense. So we need to educate and teach children on online safety, not to overshare, what are the things that you should do and should not do, privacy settings, not to upload things that might be danger or might come back to you, for example. Yeah, and among parents, between parents and children, we need to have open communication between them, so that our children feel comfortable to come to us to talk about what is bothering them, what they're not, what they feel, whatever behavior or whoever person that they met online who have made them uncomfortable. So these are the things, even the smallest of things. So we, as parents also, should not, just brush it off. Tak ada apa lah. Oh, it's nothing. You should not do that. You just listen to them. Yeah, listening is very important, and we as parents also need to keep up to date with whatever is out there, the dangers, the technologies, and so on. And the main thing is you need to monitor and control your children's online activity.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
is how you manifest your love. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not about giving in to them.
Yeah.
That is not your love. Yeah. If you love them, you control them.
Yeah. Make them safe. Okay, thank you so much, Professor. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you today. We hope to have you in the studio in the future so that we can have a much more comprehensive discussion about grooming, spotting the red flags, and of course other topics as well. I would like to wish you a great day, and I will see you soon. Thanks so much. All right, so that was Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Noor Izura Udzir, who's a cybersecurity expert, Faculty of Science, Computer and Information Technology, UPM. Today we spoke about grooming, spotting the red flags. Now she was very comprehensive in telling us exactly what can go wrong and when it will go wrong. So make sure that as parents, we are all set for it. Right now though, more music coming away. I'll be back next hour, right on Tracks.